play. A frittering play.
Here?
To celebrate the King's birthday on June the 4th?
If the frigating ship doesn't appear soon, we'll all be struck with strict starvation. You play?
Oh, not putting on the play. Won't bring us a supply ship, Robbie.
You say you want those contumelious convicts to act in this play. Convicts!
Discipline's bad. Very bad.
The play has several parts for women. We have no other women here.
Oh, your wife accepted, Reverend.
My wife abhors anything of that nature. After all, actresses are not renowned for their morals.
Oh, neither are our women convicts.
How can they be when some of our officers use them as mistresses?
Filthy, thieving, lying whores. Now we have to watch them flout their flitty wares on the stage.
No one will be forced to watch the play. I believe there's a partial lunar eclipse that night. I shall have to watch that. The sky of this southern hemisphere is full of wonders. Have you looked at the constellations?
Constellations. Plays. This is a convict colony. The prisoners are here to be punished, and we're here to make sure they get punished. Constellations. Constellations!
Marines, war, discipline, service. His Majesty.
We are indeed here to supervise the convicts who are already being punished by their long exile. Surely they can also be reformed.
We are talking about criminals, often hardened criminals. They have a habit of vice and crime. Many criminals seem to have been born that way. It is in their nature.
Rousseau would say that we have made them that way.
Man is born free and everywhere he's in chains.
Rousseau was a Frenchman.
A Frenchman? What can you expect? We're going to listen to a foraging Frenchman now.
He was Swiss, actually.
Good soldiers, the Swiss.
Surely you believe man can be redeemed, women?
By the grace of God and a belief in the true church, yes. But Christ never proposed putting on plays to his disciples. However, he didn't forbid it. It does depend upon the play.
Many of our convicts are guilty of small crimes, perhaps a minor theft. This is usually the case with the women.
We know about your compassion, not to say passion, for the women convicts, William.
A crime is a crime. You either commit a crime or you don't. If you commit a crime, you're a criminal. Surely that is logical. It's like the savages here. A savage is a savage because he behaves in a savage manner. To expect anything else is foolish. They can't even build a proper canoe.
They can be educated.
Actually, they seem happy enough as they are.
Yes.
They do not want to build canoes or houses. Nor do they suffer from greed and ambition.
Unlike some.
It can't be said of our convicts. But really, I don't see what this has to do with a play. It is at most a passable diversion, an entertainment to while away the hours of the idle.
The convicts. Phone idle.
We're whiling away precious hours now. Put the play on, don't put it on. Won't change the shape of the universe.
But it could change the nature of our little society.
Second Lieutenant Clark, change society. William. My dear Ralph, a bunch of convicts making fools of themselves, mouthing words written no doubt by some London ass, will hardly change our society.
George Farquhar was not an ass. And he was Irish, anyway.
An Irishman? I have to sit there and listen to an Irishman.
Irish. Wild.
The play doesn't propagate Catholic doctrine, does it, Ralph?
He was also an officer, fatty crawling for promotion, Ralph of the Grenadiers.
They're like the Grenadiers myself.
Parades. Throw and run.
The play is called The Recruiting Officer.
I saw it in London, I believe. Yes. Very funny. If I remember, Sergeant Kite. Oh, yeah. The devious ways he used to serve his captain.
Your pal, Ralph?
What's the plot, Ralph?
It's about this recruiting officer and his friend, and they're in love with these two young ladies from Shrewsbury, and after some difficulties, they marry them.
Oh, it sanctions holy matrimony then?
Yes, it does.
Oh, that's good. It wouldn't do the convicts any harm then on having such trouble getting them to marry instead of this sordid cohabitation they're so used to.
Marriage, plays, why not a ball for the convicts?
Boxing.
Some of these men will have finished their sentence in a few years. They will become members of society again and help create a new society in this colony. Should we not encourage them now to think of it in a free and responsible manner?
I don't see how a comedy about two lovers will do that, Arthur.
The theatre is an expression of civilization. We belong to a great country which has spawned great playwrights, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Johnson, and even in our time, Sheridan. The convicts will be speaking a refined, literate language and expressing sentiment of a delicacy they are not used to. It will remind them that there is more to life than crime, punishment, and we, this colony of a few hundred, will be watching this together. For a few hours we will no longer be despised prisoners and hated jailers. We will laugh, we may be moved, we may even think a little. Can you just suggest something else that will provide such an evening, William?
Well, mapping the stars gives me more enjoyment, personally. And I'm not sure it's such a good idea having a convicts laugh at officers.
No. Insubordination, no discipline.
You want this vice-ridden vermin to enjoy themselves?
Oh, they would only laugh at Sergeant Kite.
Captain Plume is a most attractive, noble fellow.
He's not loose, is he, Ralph? I hear many of these plays are about rapes and encourages loose morals in women. They do get married, before, that is, for the right reason.
They marry for love and to secure wealth.
Oh, that's all right.
I would simply say that if you want to build a civilization, there are more important things than a play. If you want to teach the convicts something, teach them to farm. Teach them to build houses, or a sense of respect for property. Teach them thrift, so they don't eat a week's rations in one night. And above all, teach them how to work, not to sit around laughing at a comedy.
The Greeks believed it was a citizen's duty to watch a play. It was a kind of work, and that it required attention, judgment, patience, all social virtues.
The Greeks were conquered by the more practical Romans.
Indeed, the Romans built their bridges, but they also spent many centuries wishing they were Greeks, and they, after all, were conquered by barbarians, or by their own corrupt and small spirits.
Are you saying Rome would not have fallen if the theatre had been better?
Why not? In my own small way, in just a few hours, I have seen something change. I asked some of the convict women to read me some lines. These women who often behave no better than animals. And it seemed to me, as one or two, I'm not saying all of them, not at all, but one or two, saying those well-balanced lines of Mr. Farquhar, they seemed to acquire a dignity. They seemed to lose some of their corruption. There was one, Mary Brenham. She read so well. Perhaps this play will keep her from selling herself to the first Marine who offers her bread.
She'll sell herself to him instead.
That's the way the wind blows.
I speak about her, but in a small way. This could affect all the convicts, and even ourselves. We could forget our worries about the supplies, the hangings and the floggings, and think of ourselves at the theatre, in London, with our wives and children. That is, we could transcend the dark...
Brutal?
The brutality. Remember our better nature, and remember...
England!
England.
Where did the wee lieutenant learn to speak?
He must have had one of his dreams.
You're making claims that are unsubstantiated. It cannot be substantiated, Ralph. It's 2 hours, possibly of amusement, possibly of boredom, and we'll lose the labour of the convicts during the time they are learning the play. It's a waste, an unnecessary waste.
I'm still concerned about the content.
The content of a play is irrelevant.
Even if it teaches insubordination, disobedience?
Since we have agreed it can do no harm, since it might, possibly, do some good, and since the only person violently opposed to it is Major Ross, for reasons that he hasn't made quite clear, I suggest we allow Ralph to rehearse his play. Does anyone disagree?
Aye.
Oh, we have taken your disagreement into account, Robbie.
Aye.
Thank you, Captain Tenge. Doors. Doors! Oh, do come back to earth and honour us with your attention.
No, why not? As long as I don't have to watch it.
Johnson.
I'm for it.
No, I'm against it.
Could you tell us why?
I don't trust the director.
Tenge?
A waste of time.
The Reverend, our moral guide, has no objection.
Oh, of course I haven't read it.
Davy, this is not an objective summing up. This is typical of your high-handed manner.
I don't think you're the one to accuse others of a high-handed manner, Watkins.
Gentlemen, please.
Your Excellency, I believe, is for the play, and I myself am convinced that it will prove a most interesting experiment. So, let us conclude with our good wishes to Ralph for a successful production.
I will not accept this. You willy-wally wobbly words. Greeks, Romans, experiment. Get your own way. You don't take anything seriously. But I know is play. This play, order will become disorder. The theatre leads to a threatening theory. And you, Governor, you have His Majesty's commission to build castles, cities, raise armies, administer a military colony, not fandangle about the loony play. I am going to write to the Admiralty about this.
You're out of turn, Robbie.
Oh, why is Robbie so upset? So much fuss over a play.
Major Ross will never forgive you.
Ralph.
I've summed up the feelings of the assembled company, Arthur, but the last word must be yours.
The last word will be the play, gentlemen.
That's